I feel I need to address the situation.
Nice of you to be here.
So, I'm new. I'll get used to the way things work around here someday. But in the meantime, so we stand during the program, and during breaks, sometimes we just take a second to sit down. And I had made a mental note to myself, once I, get the next story started in this segment, Lee's got the rest of it, and then Caroline is promoting her story, I can go sit. I forgot to wait for video to come up before leaving the set.
So next in the news, here's this.
I'm out. You're gonna take a load
I'm like,
off.
don't mind. Is it okay if I go too?
Like I said, yeah.
Just okay.
Anyway, Todd's going to do the weather, so we can go sit.
You guys go sit.
All right, Todd, go ahead.
Just stand when I get back.
Sit in my corner
Okay.
over here.
Wow, it's lonely over here now. Welcome to a Tuesday, folks. Getting there. We're in the teens for the most part. Bangor, Augusta, Lewiston, all in the upper teens. There are some 20s in Bar Harbor, Rockland, and Portland, and a couple of single digits, Berlin, New Hampshire, and also in Freiburg, where the temp is 9. Enough of a breeze so that it's a factor in Bangor, a factor in Portland, where it feels like 11 and 18 respectively. Today should be, all in all, a pretty quiet winter-like day. Endless supply of cold coming down from that high, which will give us a lot of sun for most of the day. But this low, which brought light snow to southern Maine yesterday morning, is still moving back up to the north, will park itself over PEI, and then curl back to the south late tonight and tomorrow. And when it curls back south, it's actually going to graze eastern Maine, the central highlands, and northern Maine with some light snow and also some minor accumulations. So things could be a little different tomorrow. A lot of sun for you this morning, cold temps and a breeze, so it feels like temperatures are in the teens. Midday, plenty of sun for the south. Clouds begin to fill in up north, and they'll try to migrate south during the afternoon and early evening. Might have a snow shower or flurry, but many of the roads should be fine. So it's a much easier commute, not only this morning, but also getting home this afternoon and evening too. Highs in the mid-30s across the south, just a few degrees below the average. Noticeably colder, though, for eastern Maine. Bangor, Brewer, 31. Ellsworth, Bar Harbor, 32. And then 20s for Calais, Millinocket, Greenville, Rangeley, on up into the county. Caribou's high just 24. We pick up the story at midnight tonight. Steady light snow for the county. That slides south overnight, and by tomorrow morning, we're seeing bursts of light to moderate snow throughout most of eastern and northern Maine, so roads may be a little slippery. Probably the trucks have to go out to put some salt down or maybe even scrape it clean in a few towns too. Midday, still a few snow showers around, and even in the afternoon, can't rule out a snow shower or squall. So we're looking at a couple of inches down East Maine up north, coating to an inch Bangor over to the western Maine mountains, and coatings possible elsewhere if a stray snow shower gets to places in southern Maine, but it's unlikely. Thursday's a quiet day, the calm before the next storm, which is going to be a much more potent system. Low pressure redeveloping off the mid-Atlantic will move up the coast Friday and Saturday with its precipitation. If you're a snow lover, we've got an issue, and it's the track and position of this low. It looks like it's going to hug the New England coastline, which will be really tough to lock in cold with that case. Mild air works in at the lower layers, at the surface, and at the coastline, we're dealing with rain issues. All snow looks like the case up in the mountains and north. At the coast, a big rain risk, and in between, we've got a messy mix of snow and rain. Now, I haven't put snow amounts on the map yet. We'll either do that later today or tomorrow morning, but this gives you a really good idea of where our minds are at right now. Double-digit snowfall looking likely, probably around a foot for the western Maine mountains and the mountains of New Hampshire, and perhaps up to the central highlands too. Along the coast, much tougher time accumulating snow, and it's probably not a lot, maybe some slushy coatings or an inch or two. And then in between, the numbers ramp up depending on elevation. You get to the foothills, it's close to half a foot. If you're lower in elevation, it's a few inches. That's where our minds are at right now. That's with that current track of hugging the coast. We'll see if that adjusts a little bit over the next 24 hours. Gale warnings are up, seas 4 to 6 feet, northwest winds gusting to 30 knots. Mostly sunny today, highs 30 to 35. Tomorrow, snow showers, little bit of accumulation in eastern Maine especially, highs again in the mid-30s. Mostly cloudy on Thursday, highs in the mid to upper 30s. And then the storm arrives on Friday with rain and snow, depending on where you are. Continues Friday night into Saturday. Big snow potential over the interior, big rain potential along the coast. In the wake of the storm, there is no warm-up. It stays seasonably cold, mid to upper 30s.
Okay, seasonably cold. Let's try to keep that in mind.
Not abnormally.
Right.
Just seasonably.
Yet. All right, thank you, sir.